Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce, my name is Edi Kurniawan Siregar. I am a Padang State University student. My major is automotive engineering. Well, on this occasion, I will explain about the motor starter. The starter motor used in the automobile is equipped with a magnetic switch which moves the rotating gears to connect or remove from the ring gear that is mounted around the flywheel made on the crankshaft. At present, we know two types of starter motorcycle that are used on vehicles or small trucks, namely conventional and reduction motors. Cars that are designed be used in cold areas use a reduction type starter motor, which can produce the greater moment needed to start the engine in cold weather. This type of motor starter can produce a greater moment than conventional starter motors from the same size and weight. Now, cars tend to use this type even for hot areas. Function and use of motor starter. The function of the starter motor is to rotate the flywheel or crankshaft first so that the engine can start after a cycle that will produce power. It's more efficient to start the engine with a starter motor than with manual power or human power. Kinds of motor starter. To move the elector motor, needed supporting equipment, namely a starter motor, are commonly called a starter. Currently, there are several types of starters now. Among them as follows. Number one, direct online. Direct online starter. This model starter is very widely used today, especially for small motors. The composition of each component consists of one contactor and one current protection with Tor or electronics. The weakness of the model starter is the possibility of a very high start flow, usually can reach 6 to 7 times. When the start starts, the torque at the start is also very high and usually higher than needed. This can be seen by any surges or load movements when the motor is started. Number 2, star delta starter. This starter reduces in rush current and torque at starts, composed of three contractors, namely main contractor, star contractor, and delta contractor. Time for switching from star to the delta and overload relay. At start, the starter is connects the stator winding only, except a voltage about 0.578 from the line voltage. So, the current at torque produced will be smaller than the dual starter. After approaching normal speed, the starter will switch to connect delta. Number 3, starter auto transformers. This is in principle almost the same as starter by reducing the current and torque at start. In auto transformers, there are several types that can reduce line voltage. Starter will regulate the entry voltage following in the motor, starting with the lowest voltage gradually to the normal voltage. If the star delta starter is only 2 steps, the auto transformers can be several steps. This is useful to reduce in rush current and torque at starts. Number 4, soft starter. Soft starter is very different from other starters. This tool uses the thyristor as its main component. The voltage entering the motor will be regulate starting so low that the current and torque at start are low. At start time, the input voltage is only enough to move the load and will eliminate shock the load. Slowly, the voltage on torque will be increased so that the motor will accelerate until a normal speed is reached. Number 5. Frequency drive. Frequency drive is often referred to as VSD or variable speed drive, VFD or variable frequency drive, or inverter. VSD consists of two main parts, namely AC voltage rectifier to DC, and the second part is reversing from DC to AC voltage with the desired frequency. VSD make use the motor properties in accordance with the following formula. RPM, rotating speed per motor speed, or RPM. So by adjusting the frequency of the incoming voltage, the motor speed will be adjusted as well. Like this, starting with a low frequency until the rate frequency result, the motor speed will experience smoother acceleration. Working principles of motor starters. Number 1. Electromagnetic field. In physics, an electromagnetic field is a field that is informed by moving an electric charge, which causes the emergence of force in other moving electric charge. The current flows through a piece of wire to form a magnetic field around the wire. Number 2. Rule of the left hand Fleming. Fleming left hand rule. A. The thumb shows the direction of the electromagnetic force. B. The index finger indicates the the direction of the magnetic field. C. Middle fingers shows the direction of the flow of electric current. In accordance with the rules of the left hand Fleming, if in the middle of the magnetic field electric current is flowed, then an electromagnetic force will arise. In the pictures beside, the magnetic field from the North Pole to the South Pole, in the middle of the magnetic field is placed a conductor following current, so that the electromagnetic force will arise which causes the conductor to rotate. Part of motor starter. Starter motor consists of several parts that allow work to convert DC electrical energy from batteries into motion power to spin the flywheel so that engine is on. Number 1. Starter switch or magnetic switch. The starter switch works as the main switch to regulate the inflow to the field coil and control the pinion gear by pushing and pulling it. Terminals on the starter switch. A. Terminal B. Get a direct current from the positive battery or 30. Terminal C. Connect or flow current from terminal B to the field coil. C. Terminal 50. Obtain current from the 50 ignition terminal and forward it to the pull-in coil and hold in coil through the contact plate. Number two,